it not beautiful? This pain will make me stronger.
I'm gonna do my best to explain everything I know about Goku Black. 6 years of mastery with Goku Black, and I always give props to my friend, you know, Thief. He basically was my only coach on this game and character for a very long time. But I think one of the first things we should definitely introduce this character, like his mobility and his combos. Like his combos is very simple that anyone could do. If you just know your basic bread and butter, right? Because everyone has the 1 2 3 1 2 3 into a smash. But Goku Black is unique because no matter how you hit your opponent, even from a super dash, he could use his foot dive to get like a corner carry and do a simple combo like that into a slider knockdown. It's unique for the most part, and this character has ways to like always make sure he could get the corner, even if it has to do with something like a God Slicer in the air where you see it carries pretty far, or you could use his other tool, which is his foot dive, which has a lot of layers to it. Like it gives you back a few things in the game which it doesn't tell you unless you read those patch notes, so we could get into those later. But let's just do simple bread and butter, right? So any time you hit your opponent, your goal is to foot dive or beam. So if you hit your opponent on the ground, you want to beam because you can always foot dive and just do any kind of combo you want. The problem with this character is that after a certain amount of hits with doing combos like these, he can't end his combo the way you want to end it with him, and that's his God Slicer, medium God Slicer, right? It misses because it drops, because it hits 10 and stuff. So if you want to play it safe and still do like a grounded combo like this, he could do his medium God Slicer after like his 5H or 5S. You see, you might do a little less than 4k, but you get a really good Oki and you build good meter. I built 1.5 solo meter from that, you know, almost 2 bars if you want to do it without a slider knockdown. Another thing he could do, and it's just very practical, is his air-to-air. Probably one of the best air-to-air conversions in the game because of his foot dive. No matter how high they are in the air, he could foot dive you. So let's just say you're up there and I hit you from a super dash or a really good jump. I could put you back to the ground and combo you. If you're really high in the air and you just super dash them or whatever, if they're in the air, you could always convert it into a foot dive, into a good grounded combo, and you could just get your slider knockdown back then. That's literally his only combos. Now, if you could do certain things where you use an assist to help get the slider knockdown like that. Oh, I missed, but you get the point. You still have to be careful because God Slicer doesn't always finish. So if I optimize this combo, right? Let's just stupidly optimize this combo. About is where do you God Slicer, right? See, that worked because I used EX God Slicer. But now if I extend this combo any more than I have, right? And try to end with God Slicer again. You see? You see how even the start of EX God Slicer riff, and then sometimes even at the end of God Slicer could riff too. And that's the worst scenario because you're negative 1,000. You could get punished really easily. But that's honestly my like best combo route for like mid-screen and corner carry. His damage is pretty good if you want slider knockdown or don't want slider knockdown. So I could show you that too now. So his combo is pretty simple. So that's 5.6k. You end it with light God Slicer, so you could easily end it with a level 1 or level 3. And if you want the slider knockdown, you have to reduce the damage by a little bit, or use EX God Slicer. If you have like just say the extra bar, right? This super, you could use this super to get to the ground, but it does significantly less damage. So you could add more damage to get the slider knockdown with the EX God Slicer and then do his level 1. Right, so if I do something like this, right, I use EX God Slicer and then I could do the level 1 to get the more damage. It does way more damage, and now I could DAC into another super that benefits the grounded version of that. And there's like another thing I do in the combo that it helps. So pay attention to my meter. Right, after you do FootDive, you see how much meter I have? Precisely 1 bar. Most people just 2M. But if you FootDive, you could micro dash. And now look, I have, it's very slightly, but if you do this enough, or you do it in a time where you barely need that bar to kill, but because you did it, you could, it makes a big difference. Like it's like 3 or 4 pixels, but you doing a micro dash makes it a big difference, you know? Yeah, and that's optimal for the most part. His old optimal before beam was this, which it still looks cool, but it's not optimal no more. Like that looked really cool, but that was before beam, and that was like what, 5.1, 5.2. He was able to get like 5.2, but he doesn't need to do that no more. It's good though if you randomly like frame trap your opponent, right, and they try to jump or press a button or trying to perfect attack you. So like, and then you do that. This is still good, right? That's still good, because if you, let's just say you do that and just do that, that's all you could do, which is still good, but you could that as like straight up optimize this. Right, it just helps you a little bit more meter, and it's just like a good thing to get a free hit. And for that most part, yeah, that's all the combos you really need. There is a cool extension he could do with EX FootDive full screen, which I don't always recommend, but it does help with good damage if you want the damage and you have meter. So if you have an assist that could help with that, then it's worth it. But if you don't have an assist, you don't get your slider knockdown, so you could just super dash right after it and then get the slider knockdown and just corner carry. And again, that you could even corner carry this even more. And see, speaking about FootDive, because I don't think I have showed you guys yet. So some people don't know how to optimize FootDive range. You see how I push back cell and I do a simple combo like this, simple AB FootDive. You see how I can't reach him? He was kind of far, right? And you drop the combo. Now I'm gonna push him even a little bit more and do the same combo. And now look at the difference of range. Look at that. And now our corner carry. Not only our corner carry from such a far range, because that was more than half the screen. I could now use my assist. I could God Slicer. I could do a lot more things with that. And it's very, very important, because doing a combo like God with FootDive is so much stronger and better than just doing a J2H. Because it's hard for a lot of characters to extend assists, to get a certain knockdown, and just keep with the flow with it. It's a really good practice to get any conversion from it too. So like you randomly air to air, you could do the same method, delay your buttons, and get corner carry into a slider knock. So for people who don't understand what happened, let me show you. When you do the bread and butter in the air, right, you going too fast. You could delay it where the auto combo could pop you back. You see how the auto combo brings them up slowly in the air? Look, you see how like if you delay the auto combo, it brings you up. If I do it too fast, he doesn't go up as much. You see? But that's me delaying it. And since he goes up higher, when he foot dives you, his momentum actually goes further. You see? Look. And now I could easily just combo into God Slicer, you know, which is pretty cool. But I think that's it for combos. For the most part, everything else about this character will make this character special. This is neutral, and his RPS, which is probably one of the best in the game. I'm gonna try to do the best I can to explain this and break it down. Before I do, I will explain his teleports, because I think that's one thing that people don't understand, how this teleport works. There's only one thing in the game, from what I know, that could punish a EX teleport in a Blockstring. I don't think there's anything else but Lab Coat EX spin. Even characters like Cell, who has a super that hits behind, doesn't even punish it correctly. Right, so if I do that, yeah, see, I did the delay, so I'm delaying it. So if I do it like perfect flame, I'm like instantly recovery, right? And then I could just punish it or whatever. But if I delay it, I want the key blast to come out, and then like you could set up a lot of things, but you could still block in time and punish the character. Now Cell, there's a few characters, and there are only a few characters that could punish Goku Black if he just stands the 5S and do nothing, right? Or teleport, medium teleport. Stand and do nothing or medium teleport. And Cell is one of them. I don't think Labco could do it. And I think the other character is Jiren 2M, if I'm not mistaken. So if Cell would like to EX perfect attack, I get smoke. And same thing with medium teleport. He's the only character that legit in the Blockstring by medium teleport, he could punish it. Which, it's scary because if your opponent knows this, it's also good for you, because if they try to teleport, you could punish them, right? So if they try to EX teleport too much, you could punish them for it. Which again, Goku Black is one of the only few characters that could legit punish a EX teleport. And like I got 5.6k from that, which is great. Midscreen. But besides that, you play with your opponent. You play on how you do certain things. Because if your opponents know you're gonna 5S you, even if your opponent's 5S and they mash in perfect attack, you could just frame trap them. Yeah, you see, you frame trap them, and if you frame trap them enough times, you make them want to play your game. You make them want to be pussy, right? They have money on the line. This is top 3. This is top 8. If they get hit by this 2 or 3 times and lost characters because of it, they're not gonna be mashing perfect attack unless you keep doing the same thing, right? If you just keep doing this, right, they're gonna try to perfect attack you, but then you catch them with the perfect attack and they're like, oh damn, this nigga got me. So that's the RPS this character has. And there is ways, again, I could do something like this and fake it and then teleport behind them, and then if they try to perfect attack me, just like as you saw, murdered, you die. Even with an assist call, you die. You just straight up die and you just get smoked, right? And so you put fear in them. Now for like a normal character like 18, right, she has a barrier where people don't really do in certain block strings and stuff like that. You could kind of bully her, right? You bully her, you 5S because you're plus 20 on your 5S. So his Ki Blast is one of his strongest kits because it goes through Ki Blast really easily, right? See, it goes through a bunch of Ki Blasts. You can follow it, your plus, and if your opponents do get hit from it mid-screen, you could combo off of it really easily too. Like I have done it in tournament many times for many years, for so long. So usually there's 2 ways of keeping, there's actually 3 ways, right, keeping your opponents locked. His new way, which is his 5S, which is more easier to jump out of, right? A lot of pro players just hold the up button when they get into this block string because it's easier to jump out of. But again, if you condition your opponent, they get smoked for holding up. And the other way is perfectly block, like out doing it. You outspace yourself so much where the 5S completely whiffs, right? And you're still plus 18, and because it just whiffs so fast, they don't have enough time to like chicken block, like by reaction. Because if they try to chicken block while holding up the 2S, this also frame traps too, and they get smoked for that. And getting hit by the physical 5S is a medium starter, one of the unique medium starters in this game. And you see 5.2k, so they don't want to get hit by that too. So it's about, this character is about, not about opening you up, even though he does have good ways to open you up now. It's about, okay, should I try to run away, or if I get hit now, I get corner carried into a 50-50, right? Because Goku Black level 3 is one of the best in the games now, but we talk about that more later. I mean, I mentioned 3 ways and I only showed you 2. So one of his good ways is you could even space it out with this 5H, right? This is one way. This is still the other way. You could use this 2L 0 on block to take advantage. And his other way is this 5S being hitting your opponent, but letting it space out perfectly where you're still plus, right? So if you do it mid-screen, you're still like plus 20. Or you could scare them, because a lot of people may want to reflect this, right? They see it coming and they want to reflect this. Now you could just, again, more RPS and layers of RPS, right? You could add layers to this, which, by the way, you're still plus 15. They can't 2H you if they try to read this. But you could cancel it just totally and just punish them for it, right? You could even do something like this. See? Which I do need to do more. But if you like want to play it safe, oops. If you want to play it safe, you know they mash and reflect on that, something like that. You could just keep your turn and change it up, or that, because his EX keeps him right in front of them, and he's safe. He's practically unable to hit him when he EX teleport. And the third way, now his third way is very unique, because remember how I showed you how if they try to jump, if they hold up, they get out for free, right? In the corner, this is where you play his game, because if he does the same thing, his 5S actually frame traps now. And because it frame traps, or it could be true, you don't know when to ever take your turn. So you have to actually like just play God hands at that point. So his 5S is even more stupider in the corner, and you could just combo it. So not only you have to play with like what your opponent is gonna do, because he also has a 2S, right? So he doesn't even need to 5S. I could do this and then go into that. Now, because you can't jump in the corner, I could either keep doing this, do the fake one, so I could push myself out the corner and get the good 5S. And it's just that you're stuck here, because I could either do this, and like, what you gonna do about this? You have to like super dash, and then I could 2H, or I could do the 5S part, and then just do beam, because they also frame traps too. That frame traps, and I could call an assist, which I like to do, and then I get, beam damage is not all that bad. And that's honestly, it's not that hard to explain as I thought. That's honestly what I do in mind game my opponent. Now the hard thing is, at a higher level, is who to do this against. You have to learn the player and their character. I would do this a lot less with Cell, but if it's Blue Vegeta, I would tend to 5S it and wait a bit more, right, against Blue Vegeta, because of his reversal that I know I could 2H. So it's honestly about who you playing and what you're playing, right? Because if I do this, I could wait it out. Look, that was a real Blockstring. That was reversal. If I do a mid-screen, I could 2H him. That's not mid-screen. And like, it depends on who I play and what I do. Again, who I play, where I play. But the corner is his freaking butter and butter. You could literally be in the corner all day with this character. See, that's the setup I wanted to get. You could look at that. I'm RPS in my damn self at this point. See? Even if he tries to reverse you out of that, Goku Black has an option where he could just 2S and still like just, because you can't get grabbed if you do crouch and buttons. For people who don't know. So you could just keep doing this and you never could get grabbed. And you can still throw out it's good to throw out moves like that or option select because they're fast assists, right? So they have like a barrier or a Krillin assist or a Delt Gohan assist. It's really hard to punish that move unless you hit the assist or you're already in the motion of punishing that move. So it's Blue Vegeta is not the most scariest character as people think they are. Yeah, honestly, that's really the RPS scenario. That's what makes Goku Black good, and people don't know when and how to do this. So you have to really get the feel of respect on this. Like, you could also 6S, which is faster, and you're still plus for the most part. So if your opponents do try to, like Cell, for example. If Cell tried to perfect attack you, but you just don't want to commit to anything, you could use the 6S to be safe. You see? See, that's without 6S, and this is with 6S. You could kind of like backdash. They could reflect too, but they're more minus if they reflect. You see? So again, it's just a bunch of mind games. Another great thing that you could do with Goku Black is get your assist back in the middle of his combo. So let's just say use both assists, and now look. Look, no assist back yet. Not yet, but if I do this, you see? Not only that's really one of the best Okis, now I get my assist back. Oh, guess what? I get my assist back. So look, wasn't it trippy? I did 5H, but this one hits. Then I did another 5H, and then the other one riffed. Wouldn't that confuse so many people? And because I did this now, I could get my turn back. And now because I'm getting my turn back by doing this, I could literally make the combo last long enough where my assist could basically come back. Or I could just steal my turn one more time and I get both my assists back. That's what makes Goku Black Infinite Blockstring Axeice specialty. Because I'm the only man who probably knows this information like that consistently. Another great thing about this character is that his 2H range is, well, probably one of the best in the game. Right? His 2H is fun. It is always made fun of, or people always talk about it. But he not only moves forward, that was a buff, right? He moves forward. It's also 2 frames faster than how it started in season 1. And it hits really high above him. Like, you could see where, like, that's half his body above, and like that's all hitbox there. But the point is that this moves does a lot, because if your opponents block it, right, especially in the air, now you could 50-50, right? So like if you know your opponent's gonna block it, like you could literally just do a lot of stuff like that. And speaking about mix, we will get into the mix soon. His 2H, his 5H, even his 5S is really good. And his 5M being 9 frame, and it goes pretty far. Right? It doesn't go backdash, but his 2M does. It's very interesting how his buttons became really good. And one of my favorite buttons is his 2L. You see how his 2L whiffs, but his 2L hits here is really, really a strong 2L. See, I do stuff like that and then perfectly space out. And now, see, now you just have to eat all this. And because his 2L is the 0 framer, you could just take your turn. You could his 5M is, his 2M is -4, which is strong. Anything -4 or under, you could take your turn back. Again, they have to worry about a 5S, a 5H. I could do this. Again, just learning how to deal with certain things like that, even when they reflect or guard cancel, it's you get used to it. See, actually, I think I did this on my last stream. I was playing Muffin and 40 thing, and they guard cancel a lot, and I was able to just 2H a lot of it. And look, and now I just blow you up, right? I just murder you. Right? You just die. So you like, that's another thing you don't want to do. Or I could just block. And I have 18. I didn't even know about that. Is that a unique quote? Wait. Pause everything. Pause. See, I love this game because of stuff like that.
Cannot have 18.
Wow. I never knew there was unique guard cancel quotes. I don't think no other fighting game in history of time, in history, in the future or before, could ever quote this game in detail as has this game been. Because I'm still to this day, 6 years, still learning new quotes and ways of quotes could be appearing in this game. It's mind-blowing. Anyway, back to Goku. Out of the way, Cell. Like, you see. Anyway. His Oki. Let's talk about his Oki. Goku Black has two interesting Okis, right? But yeah, Goku Black has a traditional Oki where he has the instant air dash, like most other people could do. But Goku Black has two other Okis, which is really strong. One of the safe jump he has is his teleport, and you can't run under it no matter how good you think you are. So if you know where to time it, it's actually easier to hit your opponents that up-techs it, and it's just a very, very strong safe jump. Now, the other Oki that Goku Black has, which I prefer doing when I use my assist because it gets my assist back. If you learn how to use your grounded Okis, your assist starts coming back, and you could take advantage of that. So I'm gonna use both my assists here, and if I use my Oki correctly, not only I could counter his reversal, my assist is coming back, and now I have my assist back to do whatever I want in the same combo. So not only I'm able to keep him at bay, I'm able to get my assist back and two-touch him, or even one-touch him a lot easier. Well, two-touch because it's an Oki scenario. And I'm able to build more bar and just do a lot more damage. So keep that in mind, that I like his 5S Oki a lot. And if they block the 5S Oki, one of the best thing about this is that you are put into the most scrambled scenarios because of this. So like, let's just say most people like to up-tech, right? Now look, you block it. Now look, you get put in this scenario. You get 2M, you get 6M, call an assist, but it doesn't show how plus you are, which is strange. But your opponents ain't mashing in that scenario. You can even teleport and do like some tricky ass things with that Oki. It's very easy to get your opponent. Let's just say you 2H full screen. You could literally just use God Slicer, cover you full screen, and then 5S Oki. Even if the Ki Blast, you saw how the Ki Blast was rate, you could still combo it. Actually, you want to, like, if you want to do the 5S Oki and you know your opponent's gonna like super, you could do that and bait something. Because you're like, oh crap, my opponent's gonna commit or do something. But if you 5S early enough, you could have the Ki Blast out there and recover in time. This is why I love this character. This is why no matter how many times people play me, it's always something new, because there's a thousand tricks with this character, right? Let's just say Cell supers, right? Because it's a frame 1 reversal and you do the delay setup. You see? You're fine. So it's some Street Fighter Alpha type of Oki, which I love, because it practically keeps you safe from everything. And your opponents just literally have to guess if you did it right or not. That's the problem. It's either you did it right or not. And if you play perfect, yeah, your opponents can't do nothing about that. But let's go into teleport. So teleport has a lot of good usage now, especially now. It's even better. It's so much better than it was before, and it's even more broken. So teleport has, well, there's 3 different teleports: light, medium, heavy. And once he teleports, he can't get hurt in the teleport. You see, he's fully invincible for like 4 or 5 frames. Not a lot, but you could take advantage with certain things like that. And he recovers damn near instantly. It's like 2 frames where he could only be hit and teleport. So when he comes out, see, he comes out on frame 23, and frame advantage stops at frame 24. So EX teleport is like a 1 frame. You have to hit him by like 1 frame, or you just can't punish this man, right? So he's very, very safe. Another great thing about this teleport, it tracks no matter where you are. So I could be up, if you're up there, I still have my double jump, and now I'm up there with you. The medium one pushes you in a safe distance, light one's in your face, and EX is behind you. Actually, the same place where Sparking would be. And the difference from Sparking and EX teleport is considerably better for me. Even if I have Sparking, I would still use EX teleport for 2 reasons. 1 is a half a bar instead of a full bar. 2, it doesn't freeze the screen, right? So yes, Vanish is technically faster. It's frame 4, right? It happens frame 4, but it freezes the screen, so your opponent has time to react. This, look, we're moving, I teleport, now I'm behind you. No screen tearing, no screen shaking. There's nothing is stopping the screen from like reacting. It just happens. So when it happens, your opponents have less time to react. And now imagine you have a big ball in your face like this, and I just teleport without knowing your opponent knowing what happened. Your opponent is trying to pay attention to the big thick blue ball, and I just teleport. But now if I call in Blue Vegeta, you see how things kind of froze. My body like kind of stays still in front of them. But with the EX teleport, it just happens, and I get a flow state. Not only is better because you kind of get a flow state, but look, you see how I'm trying to move backwards. It kind of freezes. It's not as smooth, but look at this. Look how much further I moved backwards, and look how like smoother it was. EX teleport just became a cheaper version of having always teleport, because you could do stuff like this. And now they have to kind of like respect this if they don't jump. And they jump, you could just follow them. But one of the greatest tools about teleport is in Blockstrings. Yes, let's just say your opponent is strong at blocking things. At the end of the day, your opponents still have to be blocking left and right, which puts strain on the fingers and your mind. So you have to understand this. Blocking a high or low and switching in your entire key, like your entire finger, 1, they could mess up. 2, again, like I said, it puts strains on their fingers and their mental state. So doing a simple combo like this is very strong, right? Or you could do this now, right? So his new teleport is he could teleport on the ground, right? Which is very stronger than what you think, because if your opponents like to jump a lot, you could now teleport on the ground, like right under them, and they have to, like, let's just say I'm full screen and I could run up and get hit by an assist. But now they use double jump, IED backdash, and they get put in the blender. And like they actually just mix themselves up, because if they try to IED, and I'll show you. Let me see if I could. I have done this in tournaments a lot. So let's just say your opponent is INDing, right? Because that's neutral. This is neutral. That's literally just Dragon Ball neutral. Let's just say you do that and I do this. Boom, you just got mixed. Boom, you just got mixed. Right? Because people expect to, like, they see EX teleport, but because their movement is so good or fast, or they IED, I technically get right in front of you. Like, let's see if I can find a perfect timing. Look at that. I teleport. I use EX teleport, which I recover faster, by the way, in front of them. And their mind is, because remember, they were trying to move backwards. get some space in or zoning, they see the EX teleport, so their mind is telling them, oh, he's going to be on the other side, and because his movement is so flawless or moving really good, I spawn in front of them. I'm going to be auto-corrected. They're not. And that's a mind game that I have caught a lot of people with that. So keep that in mind. Another good thing with teleport, because now he got this low teleport, you could do lows and highs now, and you could always just mix it up with floats, you see. So you just have a lot more layers with teleport, which I think Cloud 809 explained really better in some of his old videos. But one of the coolest things that you could do, especially with shorter characters, you could do it with tall characters, but they have to be crouching, is that you could float above them with certain assists, you see. And that's when the mixing starts happening. So you could either go for a high, right? You see, you could go for a high, or you could go for a low. Same side low, or other side low, which is very, like, it starts putting strains on your finger. Like, oh crap, what's he gonna do? Because you're gonna teleport, he's gonna be holding back, and then you see me float over him, and then he has to hold back and wish rate up, down. Are they gonna hesitate? Oh crap, he's going for the low. Crap, he went for the high last frame. You know, it just puts strains on your mental health, and that's what Goku Black does. So we got the mixes, we got the Oki. Here's a fun trick with the teleport. So I learned medium teleport 2M range doesn't hit. Some characters it does, but if your opponent is in BlockString for some odd reason, right? Let's just say your opponent's in BlockString. You see, it's still missing. It hits them, and so you could use that as a mind game because they think you're so far it's not gonna hit, and your perfect range for a double IED. You could either double IED, or you could 2M them. So the assist could push them to the So okay, I'll show you two things then. That's actually a good question. So normally you can't float behind them, right? So certain assists like S-Ball, he doesn't really push them back enough where is enough blocks done where it pushes them back naturally, right? This is me just floating naturally. But Blue Vegeta, let me see, does it? Yeah, you see? It pushes them enough where I don't even need to float. So those are the best assists because you could legit 50-50 them over their head. Like the 50-50 is so good, if 50-50s yourself. And when you don't know what side you might be on, you know it's a good 50-50. So I know base Goku A done that because I used them. So if you do something like this, you see? And then if I do it again, you see? Same side. And the other time was the other side. And I did not hold like any direction. So this is really good. Overhead. Yeah, you see? You can either float the same side. And oh my god. This is so good because you could get the triple overhead on a medium-sized character. Not many characters could do that. So it only works if they're standing, right? But they want to be standing to not get blocked by the... Oh my god, that's actually really strong. Right? If they're blocking, it misses. But if they see the overhead, they're going to be blocking overhead. Or you could condition them and smoke them. But this is so good because you could get the triple overhead mid-screen. And that's rare. And guarantee you, niggas like Enzum or even like Pred or whoever is the best blocker now will get hit by that. Even if they know about it. Because it's just something that's so rare that most characters just can't do. Because like if I do it with S-Bally, I don't really get it. You see? Even if I float, I don't get it. So that's really strong actually. Like you have to like float perfectly, but you see it's kind of a lot harder. So that's sick. Cell is a lot harder. You can't obviously float above him. But so okay, this is an NPC. Realistically, this is not realistic. You see how he's blocking a low and then blocking standing right away? That's not humanly possible. So realistically, this will happen. You see how he's blocking? And then look, you can't stand back up. I'm just showing you guys to make sure you guys don't think I'm a liar. So realistically, this will happen. You make them crouch or they get hit into an assist, and then you can 50-50. And it's good for Cell because Cell has to guess which way he's gonna reverse to. Right, and then you just continue what you gotta do. You know, you could just IED now. Now they have another layer. Yeah, you could just IED. They have another mix. So you have like 4 or 5 layers. You have triple overhead. You have same side low, fast fall into a low. Right? So it looks like you about to go for overhead or a cross up, and then you go for a low. This is definitely scary. It's way more scary with base Goku or even Android 17 because he does a nice push too. But a fast Larry assist, you want to delay your assist, and I'm gonna show you why. Because if you delay your thing, you could get this. You see? Small bodies like GT can't punish the medium overhead. No. Yeah, no. You just delay your JM if you see them crouching. But if you see them standing, you could just do the triple overhead. Because again, if you do it too early, even on a tall character like Cell, it whiffs. But you just delay it. It's active for 5 frames, I think. It comes out on frame 9, and it's look how active it is for 13. So it's active for 4 frames, and you can float down with it too, right? So you could make sure you don't miss. It's active for 4 frames, so they don't want to. If you show this to someone, it's like, oh, I have to do is crouch. No, they would die. Like you could do stuff like that and just check them. All right, and then they get smoked. And then you could look at that. You could, and again, you could do the same thing with solo. I do this all the time, and that's real. Like that's all real, unless they want to reflect it. But it's harder to reflect it because, well, if they try to reflect, I'm still in your ass. I'm still on that ass, right? I bet if you watch any old HOC tournaments, they try to reflect, right? Because they don't want to be in the blender, and then they get hit or cross up because they're a small body. Like see, Cell is tall, so he's going to get hit by the overhead or a perfect attack. But since Blue Vegeta is small, he gets cross up. See, that's the beauty on doing this on small and big body characters, because it will they will see. So they're going to try to reflect, right? They are reflecting here. They see me going behind them, but they're stuck in reflect animation. And look, I'm +9. I'm +9 in this scenario. +16. Look how cool this scenario is. That this is so not exploited. No, too early. And look, I mean, and you could bait reflect and stuff too. But this is so not explored. And I think me and Shaw could even break it even more. But look. Look at that. Before I touch the ground, I'm +19. I'm +19. That means I have enough time to IED and do that to make it true. You see? It's so real. It's so real that I have enough time to teleport overhead. It's an cross up overhead, and it pushes me back with 1 reflect on how real that is. And remember, I set the computer to mash reflect on frame 1. Just keep that in mind. This is why this character is so annoying when people fight who knows how to use it, even half like me. Now imagine putting in all this information. See, that didn't work that time because I delayed it. Now imagine me delaying it. Now it becomes a true cross up, no auto protection. You can't 2H it, you can't level 3 it, because it becomes a safe jump at that point. And this is by himself. This is just his traditional, his RPS. You know, this is what I do on a daily basic. You know, like, you want to reflect? Cool. It's still my turn. Or you get enter reflect if you do it too late. You have to take a gamble, and you take a gamble, you will die. And this character actually hits a lot better. I have explained Blockstrings. I explain combos. I explain teleports. I explain Okis. I explain FootDive. I guess for people who still listening, if you think your Blockstrings is too high, right? Let's just say you're doing this, you get a nice medium starter, and you're like, oh no, I don't know how to end the combo because even my light God Slicer will drop, right? Or my JM, my medium God Slicers will drop. Keep in mind that his JH is less likely to drop, is safer to drop, and he could always combo into his Holy Light Grenade. So let me show you an optimal route for that. You see? So like if you want to be extra sure the combo doesn't drop, you can end the combo with that. It does a lot less damage though. But yeah. Do you think a Nappa or Goku Black Krillin team will be good? Yeah, Krillin is top tier. Krillin is great. Nappa is also really great. Goku Black having a beam assist does wonder for Nappa and Krillin. Look how much time you have. It's one of the best assists in the game now. Like it's really good to have. And because beam assist covers the entire screen and just covers so many options, it forces your opponents to jump. Like with 21 assists and 18 assists, there's a difference, right? One doesn't linger on the stage as long. Hey, what do you mean by that? I'll show you. See, you could jump over this real easily, right? I could jump on reaction and land perfectly fine. You can't jump a beam and go back on the screen perfectly fine. You have to float. You have to like stay in the air. You see? You can't just float over it. You can't just jump over it and land back down on the ground. You can't just IED over it or IED back and then expect the ground to be safe. The beam lasts longer on the ground. And since it lasts longer on the ground, you want to stay off the ground even longer. And because you know your opponents want to stay off the ground longer, you know they're gonna, super jump. They're gonna try to super jump it. And if you know they're gonna super jump it, it's like the mouse and the cookie story. You could float and chase them in the air, and then you could challenge them even better because you know, and they know that they know they're going to be in the air trying to float or trying to IED or double jump or super jump and IED. So you could just float and just chase them better because it's not like 18 assists where I could just do this or just do this or just jump and land back right down real quick because it doesn't linger. This lingers and then I could combo. That's the difference of those two assists, right? I prefer beams, but 21 assists is stupidly broken. Doing this with 21 assists is a lot harder than doing it with a beam, right? So it's each their own, and depending on what character they have. Not many characters has beam assist anyway. Krillin does, but you usually choose the rock assist. If God names you use Yamcha, you use a Wolf Fame Fist. If you use Trunks, I think Change the Future is better, but Trunks is one of those characters you actually use beam. The only time you actually see use beam assist is either a C assist, which doesn't count, so Adult Gohan or Gotenks, or Goku Black and Super Saiyan Goku. That's the only time you actually see the true utility of beams. It's from those two characters. You really don't see beams from anyone else. Master Roshi, you don't see that many Master Roshis anyway, and the ones you do, they use B assist to do 50-50 super dash, right? They just say hey and then 50-50 because it sets itself perfectly. But yeah, I think that's it.